Hi, how's it going? Welcome to another On the Move video. I'm so glad you joined me for this short video. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 big ideas that I took away from the 10X Growth Conference 2020, 4th year down in Las Vegas. I just got back this past weekend. It was this past weekend. It was absolutely phenomenal. I don't want to give away a lot of the nuggets because I am creating a 4-part video series where I've got inside footage in and around the event. I share the nuggets that each of the speakers conveyed that day. I'm producing that now, so look for that to be coming soon on the channel. So if you're interested in stuff like that, be sure to subscribe and keep an eye out for that, because I wanted to share as much of the experience with you if you weren't able to attend that, so that you can get an idea of what it was, how it was, the whole thing. So I took a lot of video footage and I'm processing that as we speak. But in this video, I want to share with you 3 big ideas that really were recurring themes of, if not all, most of the speakers, right? I mean, you had people like Magic Johnson, Marie Forleo, Scooter Braun, Kevin Hart, Danny Garcia, the Rock's a manager, and she's like the head of, I think, $7 Production, if I'm not mistaken. She's just instrumental in a lot of his deals. So many phenomenal people up on that stage. But I'll tell you, and in a moment here, I've got to drop some magazines off to the library that I'm getting rid of. So I will kind of take a little break there, but then I'll jump back in. But before we get there, let me just start by saying, okay, 3 ideas that were underlying themes. The first one that virtually every speaker talked about is discipline. They talked about the discipline of actually doing your work day in, day out, and making forward progress. And sometimes you're going to feel like it, sometimes you're not going to feel like it, but actually being disciplined and doing that work. That was one of the underlying themes. And they also talked about discipline in going to the gym. And honestly, I've been slacking in that area, and I know this, and a lot of them, virtually all of them said, hey, I go to the gym every morning for physical and mental well-being, right? I need to get that clarity. I need to get those endorphins pumping. I need to get, feeling good so that I can go and do the things that I need to do in my business and my work all day long. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's so interesting to see all these players that are playing at a high level say that same thing. Incidentally, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go to this and why I've gone to other events and the benefit I've got from other events like this, because being around people that are playing at a higher level than you are is absolutely inspiring and reminds you what you need to do, because we're all just copying success, aren't we? And when you go around and listen to these people, they're giving you the blueprint. They're telling you how it's done. And what was phenomenal was Grant Cardone's interview skills, because I think his interview skills are so good because he wants to learn from them more so than the audience. And he even says, I don't think he's joking when he says, hey, I brought you here for me. They're up on stage in director's chairs, super, minimal set, informal. And the stage was spinning, by the way. It was a round stage, so they'd talk a little bit. The stage would slowly rotate to the other angle, and so on and so forth. It was just a phenomenal event. I can't speak highly enough about it. And again, I'll dive more into that in the video series that I'm producing coming out here within the next week or so. But going to these events, learning from super pro players what they do to have the success that they have, and then we just have to copy that success. So the first thing was discipline. Every single one of them mentioned, if not every single one of them, most of them mentioned discipline in their interview, in their talk. The second thing, and this ties directly in with discipline, is this. All of them said, you gotta love what you do. You gotta love what you do. And when I think of that idea, I always go back to discipline. It's easy to discipline yourself when you love what you do. It's freaking hard to discipline yourself when it sucks what you do, right? When it's very unpleasant what you do. And that's why all of them said, because Grant asked him, he's like, how do you create success like that? And they all said, well, I freaking love what I do. And so I work all the time, and that's how I make the success. And again, that's why I say it ties in with discipline. You don't have to discipline yourself when you love what you do. Sure, some days it's going to suck. Someday you might not want to do it. But when you think what the alternatives are, the game I like to play with myself is, well, what would you rather be doing, right? What are your options? As a creator, we have infinite options to do whatever we want, right? So I always just ask myself, hey, well, what do you want to do? And that's how I get past that, right? Those days when I'm feeling a little bit sluggish and so on and so forth. But absolutely phenomenal event. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to take those magazines in just yet since I'm running a little bit late. I'm going to hold off on that, so we'll do that later. So that's 2. Love what you do. Love what you do. Find a way to love what you do. And if I might add one other commentary on that, one of the things that I've experienced on my own journey, and I'm experiencing more and more, because there's a lot of people that say, don't love what you do, go where there's a need. This is Seth Godin's famous quote, and I'm certainly not going to disagree with that at all, right? Seth Godin talks about the idea of don't find people to buy your product, find products for the people that need them, right? Find products for people that want to buy them, right? And so I agree with that a lot, but the other thing that I have learned and I know to be true is that there is a market for virtually anything in the world. And hopefully, if you got into business because you saw someone else succeeding, that means there's a market for that. And then the game becomes 2-part. Boy, I'm going to dive into something Marie Forleo said here, but I think it's pertinent at this point in the video, and I'm going to share this with you. This is a 2-part thing. Marie Forleo said, as good as you are at what your craft is, whatever business you're in, right? A mechanic, a marketer, a videographer, photographer, whatever business you're in, as good as you get in that and as much of an expert as you become in that, you have to be equally expert in sales and marketing. That's what she said. She talked about that extensively. And that's what I want to share with you in this. Whatever field you're in, yeah, there's going to be competition. But if you see someone that has massive success, then you know that you can have that success too. I know I can have that success too. And then, like I say, the game becomes how well you can brand yourself, differentiate yourself, promote yourself, how creative you can get in your marketing and your advertising, right? How much attention you can attract. That's what the game becomes. If you know there's a market, and like I said, there's a market for pretty much everything under the sun, you don't have to choose the thing that you may not like, right? You can choose what you love, what you naturally go to, what you naturally get a lot of fulfillment and meaning out of, and then you create a marketing machine and a media company and an advertising company and build it around it and build that around yourself and then just keep going. I mean, that's how I think of it. So if you have questions about whether, do you choose what you love or do you choose what the market or the world needs, I think you can do both. I think you can love what you do and find something that the world needs. So I just wanted to go off on that little tangent. So recapping before we get to the third thing, discipline, do what you love. And the third thing is freaking huge. I think about this all the time as well. And that is ideas. It's all about ideas. So what I mean by that is in your business or your life, you're a creator, right? You turn thoughts to things. What ideas do you have that will help people have a better experience, enrich their lives, make more money, be happier, be healthier, more successful in any area of life, have a better experience? And then it becomes, how can you implement those ideas and put them into products and services that can help people have better life? Also with ideas, you can also look at it, it's 2 parts. One, it's what ideas can I bring into the marketplace to make the world a better place? And 2, what ideas can I put into practice and I don't want to use the word exploit, but what ideas can I bring to fruition in my marketing and advertising campaign to promote in a more creative way to get more eyeballs on my stuff, right? That's really, really fun. And then it's just a matter of writing down ideas to promote and advertise and market yourself on a sheet of paper, and then implementing those into your current process, your current marketing. And I like to do this in video, since video is right now my main content marketing stream. And so I think, okay, how can I promote in my videos? And it becomes a fun game of thinking of ways to share the products that I've created with you, the viewer, right? I use these products myself. I get a lot of value out of them. And so I think, okay, how can I put this into the content in an entertaining, creative way that also is makes value in there. And then I promote that. So that's the two-part idea. One, what products and services can you create? That's bringing ideas into the world, making products and services to help people have better experience. But two, how can you promote yourself better? Because again, whatever business you're in, just like Marie Forleo said, you're doing two things. You're the expert in that field or in that industry or that business, right? But you've also got to be an expert in marketing and promotion. And I get a lot of this from P.T. Barnum and Joe Vitale and any promoter. I even look to the WWE. I mean, what better promoters than Vince McMahon, and or boxing or UFC. I mean, these are promotion geniuses. So look out to the world and say, hey, what sectors or what entertainment people are doing the best at promoting, and then just copy success, right? Steal like an artist. Forget the name of the guy that wrote that book, but I do that all the time. I mean, steal straight up like an artist and put it to work in your own business. So those are the three things: discipline, love, and ideas. Now, like I said, remember, I'm going to be producing an in-depth video series, so be sure to subscribe to the channel for access to that. And if you have a specific question about the 10X Growth Con, maybe you're wondering if it's right for you, leave it in the comments section below, and I will do my best to answer that and give you my experience. Because again, that's what I wanted to do, share the experience so you can find out whether it's something that you should go to. I thought it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. All right, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, all the best, health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.